Yeah, so welcome back everybody. If you're just joining us, you missed a bit of a stomping on Cash. Fnatic, they just look like the better team in every single aspect. So I really want Alternate to show us they're not just in this tournament to make up the numbers, you know. They are a decent team and I want to see them show us. I want to see them show. What? I want them to show us, that's right. A little bit more class, and I think Inferno's probably a map that they can do that. But nevertheless, we are live, so this is map number 2. Fnatic win it. Of course, they've got themselves one victory already in this Group B matchup. So the fast push is going to be towards B. Alternate just running straight in here. Flusher's going to be the man defending along. Oh, he's actually on. Is he on his own? Oh, they're both at the same place. Nevertheless, Flusher's got one. Zonix takes him down. JW is just going to run in through the smoke. Finds himself a frag. Audacious play. He's on 1 HP though, and Pronax on 15. So Tizian actually finds JW. Gets answered back by Olifmeister though. He went out very exposed in that position. I didn't like that. Prox is going to find Pronax. A very forwards and backwards now. 2-on-2. This could go either way. Next frag is crucial. Who's going to get it? Alternate just need to hide. For God's sake, they just need to hide. The bomb's down. Olifmeister is going to find This is what I'm talking about. I'm getting angry because it's like I'm their team leader. And because that's my mentality. Metas, they should have hid. They could have won that easily.
Yeah, I agree. They got a bit antsy and, you know, maybe the adrenaline was a bit too much and they had to just keep peeking, but it really proved to be their downfall there. They got the bomb down. They'd done the hard part. All they had to do, as you say, is sit in. But unfortunately, they had a couple of peaks and they got punished from a couple of nice headshots there from Fnatic. So they're going to take the first round here, take it 1-0. You'd expect them to convert the next 2 rounds as well, unless something crazy happens. P250s, 3 of them have been picked up for Alternate now. Grenade goes in. The apps doesn't connect, and they are going to be pushing very aggressively through mid. So let's see if Fnatic can eco bash. God B's going to take the first kill. Sonics gets the second. Nice start from the Germans, but they're going to have to go a few players better here, because even though they got the player advantage, they're still behind on weaponry. They are rotating the fast way around all the way through CT spawn towards B. Crims has heard this. Now he's going to move into position. Unfortunately, though, from Fnatic, not fast enough. So they're going to get on the bomb. They're going to plant. Let's see, Jono, if this time they hide and they convert the round.
Yeah, great decision not to go all the way through Arch towards B. I don't know, I can't understand. I'm still angry about it. They could have hit it. They could have hit it and won that round so easily. They just need to wind down the clock. So I mean, they're in the same situation again. They just need to wind down the clock. Don't peek. Don't run out. SMN's done it right this time. He's got Pronax. He's peeked again. Gets taken out. Just hide for God's sake. Crims is going to find Aprox as well. Tizian's still alive though. He's been a bit crafty. He's in the smoke. He's going to be found, though, by JW. Do they have enough time? Yes, they do. Second round going away Fnatic. And once again, Alternate peaked a little bit too much. I mean, that time round they peaked a little bit less. SMN got 1 frag, but he came straight back out and he was taken down straight away. So, not as bad as last time, but again, pretty bad. They should just hide, you know. You get the bomb down, wind down the clock. But they're going to be buying, interestingly enough. So let's see if they can do a bit more damage with guns.
Yeah, of course, they can afford it with planting both rounds so far. So that's going to be 4 AKs with the 1 AWP. Aprox, of course, with the AWP. Looking to pick somebody up right now. But if they were to lose this round, they are in a very sticky situation. Our Alternate, especially after that first map, you know, they're going to want to put that to the back of their mind and say, okay, this is a new map, this is a fresh start, fresh slate. Let's take each round at a time and try and claw this one back. Mirage will be the deciding map if we so need it, ladies and gents. This is a best of 3 if you've just joined us. Fnatic won the first one fairly convincingly in the end on Cash. But here we go into the 3rd round on Inferno. Alternate opting for apps. SMN, Aprox, Zonix all in there. God B back towards mid. Tizian looking up Banana. And with 50 seconds to go, not really committing to anything as of yet, John. I'd expect to see that clock wind down a bit more. And then a fast push onto potentially A.
Yeah, they've actually rotated one off Fnatic's side. Interesting enough. JW pushes through. CZ. Missed shot from Aprox. And he gets another with the gun he just picked up. How cheeky is that? But Tizian and Zonix both getting fragged, so 3-on-2 situation now. And, well, they could actually get this. If they could take down JW, which they do, lovely stuff. God B with a nice headshot. And that's surely going to allow them to get the bomb planted here. And now another after-plant scenario in which you would hope Alternate could play this a little bit better and win it. Because it's, you know, absolutely winnable. Oh, nice shot, actually, from Zonix. And that's going to be a 2-on-1. Now just hide and win.
got to convert this. Absolutely have to convert this. It's a 2-on-1. Flush has got 31 HP left. The bomb is ticking down ever so fast, and if Alternate were to lose this, it would be a huge body blow for them. There's Zonix. Beautiful double headshot there from the same position from Pit looking towards Library, and they do indeed convert it. So that's going to give them so much confidence you have to feel going forward. Good round to win.
Yeah, absolutely, and actually they've forced immediately their opposite number onto the eco. So Fnatic, having won 2, didn't really gather a bank, and now they've lost 1. They're going to be straight back on the pistols. So yeah, fantastic round to be won from the Germans here, and yeah, that was their buy round, wasn't it? Yeah, they bought up. So the early buy paid off for them, and now of course they're going to be bought up again. They haven't managed to save the AWP, or perhaps they didn't want to save it. They're just going to go with AKs. Look at this cheeky little play. 2 members of Fnatic are sitting in bedroom. And this is what I'm talking about. With pistols, you want to try and do something a little bit outlandish, you know, try and tip the balance in your favor by stacking up in pairs and doing weird things, you know, catching your enemy off guard. And actually, the man in apps is on his own. I can't see who that is. It's Zonix. He's with SMN, but SMN's pushing in apps on his own kind of thing. You know, against pistols, you want to be going in pairs always. But it seems to be they're not actually pushing in, so he might just be safe. And Alternate looking like they're going towards B, but Fnatic stacking there as well. So let's see how this one's going to pan out.
Well, yeah, Fnatic could potentially pull this one off. They have lost the first player, though. That's going to be Crims. God, B does get taken down, though, from Olaf Meister. There's Flusher as well with a P250. Getting in the right place at the right time. SMN's making short work of Pronax on A, and he will be moving his way around from CT spawn on Speedway right now. JW is still a no man's land in mid. He's going to need to push up faster than this to get around the back of Alternate, and then they can pincer them through. Flush has been taken down in Ruins. That's going to be significant right now. Now they can push through the gardens from SMN, get around the side of Olaf Meister. That's exactly what happens. Onyx gets the last kill. And Alternate, they did lose 2 players there in the eco, but still converted the round nonetheless.
Yeah, I honestly thought they could have lost that one, actually. Pushing into B with 3 members there. And then two frags went immediately the way of Fnatic. But they clawed it back with a nice flank. So well played for Fnatic in the end, actually. Losing 2 members wasn't that bad a result, considering that Fnatic stacked 3 players there. So yeah, decent stuff from them. And now we're going to see a fully bought side on both sides. So a bit of aggression on Banana, actually. Crims, Pronax and Olifmeister pushing down, making damn sure it's in their control, and that's going to allow them to rotate off back towards A. So that's going to strengthen the A defense. If they decide to go and put 4 over there, I would expect they will. They are indeed. So now A's very strong and B's covered. So great CT play from Fnatic, getting the map control, and that's going to allow them to strengthen everywhere else. So SMN's going to be taking point. He's going to spot the gun of JW. He's going to kill him, actually. So JW caught completely out in the open here, but there's still 3 members to find. As I've said, SMN finding a second. Lovely stuff. Now just 2 remain, and here comes the push. Pronax is still here, and they wouldn't expect that, so he's going to find an easy frag on SMN, nearly getting a second there. He does find another, and in the meantime, Pronax has also got another. So good stuff from Fnatic here with a great defense. God, B's doing work though, and a 2-on-2 scenario. Let's see who's going to come out trumps in this one.
Well, look at that HP though from Alternate, 40 and 8 respectively. Aprox has picked up the first one though. Can Olaf Meister go huge? He's got the first one. Now a 1v1 situation. The bomb has been dropped as well. And I would actually fancy Olaf Meister to take this kill down. Aprox with it all to do. 8 HP, and Olaf Meister gets the clutch. 3-2 for Fnatic. Big round for them. And that is going to put them in good shape. Rebuy is potentially possible for Alternate, but 2 players on 2.5k, so they may very well go for another eco.
Yeah, this early stage is not really worth force buying, unless you consider that Fnatic's economy isn't great yet. So they could risk it and try and send Fnatic back onto the eco. Some in-game leaders do like to do that. So, actually, Fnatic like to do that quite a lot. But no, Alternate just going for the eco, fair enough. And 3-2. By the way, a positive point in this early stage. How close the rounds are, meta, is a lot better than Cash already. But Olafmeister with 2 frags. Eco, Cobra, beautiful. Very easy indeed. SMN's going to get 1, actually. Not a second. So, yeah, pretty good round from Fnatic, only losing 1 member. And let's see if that's going to be representative of the following CT rounds. Or can Alternate bring it back to, you know, more close action? 'Cause, yeah, we saw some pretty close rounds in the last few.
Yeah, that is a good point that you raised, though, Jono, that even though, you know, Fnatic are winning by 2 rounds, but remember, they're on CT side here, which is more than likely, you'd expect their favourite side, seeing as they won the knife and then elected to go here. Alternate are definitely putting the work in, and Fnatic, they're not having the 5 or 4 players remaining as we saw time and time again on Cash. It's coming down to those last 2 or 3. So Alternate, they've got a chance here. And Tizian, who was top fragging by a considerable margin, is now bottom fragging. So the rest of Alternate starting to step their game up. Tizian firing through onto Banana. All 5 players now moving towards Apps. It looks like it is going to be another A push with AK-47. JW gets 2, gets 3 as they line them up. And he knocks them down. Deary me. 3 quickfire frags. He's looking for his 4th. He's going to get the 4th. And the bomb's been dropped on top of all the other woes. And just as we're saying, the Alternate are doing much better in these rounds, they're getting smashed, and it's a 5v1 against Zonix, who is still in Apps. He could maybe get a couple kills here if he plays his cards right. There's the first onto Flusher. There's the second onto JW, but look at that HP. He's down to 8. I don't fancy he's got much of a chance left in this round, and that will be the 5-2 scoreline.
More than likely. Yeah, there we go. All of us just finishing it off. Lovely stuff from JW. Really gorgeous, as you might say. I'm getting, actually, was it 4? Yeah, 4, I think, in the end with the M4, so really good from him. 5-2 is the scoreline. And yeah, exactly, as we were just saying, the rounds are being quite close and quite exciting. JW just comes out and just smashes them all down. So, yeah, 3-round deficit now for the Germans. And, yeah, bear in mind, they're on the harder side. So if they can get to about 5, you know, against Fnatic, they probably want a bit more than that. But, you know, 5 on average on a standard matchup is a respectable terrorist scoreline. So just 3 more and they can be reasonably happy. And actually Apex is going to catch out JW. Flush is going to catch out 2 though, with a pretty audacious push all the way down to bench, getting himself a 3rd. Nice stuff from Flusher. It's just eco bashing, but sexy eco bashing at that. And another 4-man. Can he get the ace? No, he can't. SMM is going to take him out. And let's see if we can just make it a bit more expensive. He won't be able to do that. 6-2.
Yep, 6-2, as you say, that was an eco bash, so Alternate will be able to buy back up again here. You got enough for an AWP as well if they so choose. Nope, they're going to go for straight up AK-47s. And of course the armor on top of that, all the grenades, all the good stuff. And try and push up. As I say, all grenades actually, just smokes. No grenades going to be picked up, no flashbangs either. And they are going to be looking to maybe go up Banana. They've not tried a fast push onto B for quite some time, so maybe that's going to be in the back of their mind. Tizian going forward, he will be taking point. 2 players, Olafmeister and Crims, went down for a few seconds, decided to back on off as a flashbang landed on their faces. Aprop's already been tagged up heavily. SMN will be the first casualty of this round, courtesy of JW's AWP. Looks for the second through the smoke. That would have been a crazy good shot if he landed that one. But it's not going to be paying off just yet. Alternate player down again, 6-2 the scoreline. They need to start winning some more rounds. As you say, though, they're in pretty good shape. Zonix does get a kill back onto Pronax, so maybe they're going to be able to dig deep and clutch this one out.
Yeah, Flush is very exposed. He's on his own. If they'd pushed him there, which they're not actually going to do, and he's going to back on out. So I was going to say, if he got pushed there, and he was on his own, so they might have been able to get a trade kill and take him down, and that would have definitely opened up A bomb site a little bit more. But no, he gets the frag and backs on out. Tizian's going to spot, I think, JW in the pit area, who's already done work in this round. They get it back to a 3-on-3, actually. This is certainly winnable. JW's still alive in the pit. He's going to be a key member here, and he gets the frag. Lovely stuff. Aprox drops, and now Tizian and Zonix, sorry, the last 2 remaining members. The bomb was dropped as well, and the time is pretty bad. So Fnatic certainly in good stead to win this round. If they could take down Flusher, possibly on site, they might be able to get something done here. But with 10 seconds, JW landing shots like that, you know, it's all going against them, and it's going to be 7-2 without a doubt. And the round's not really as close anymore. Seems to be Fnatic have, you know, they've kind of regained the steam. And they're certainly hitting their shots and playing very well. So Alternate are going to be bought again. They are indeed. So it's going to be 7-2. Let's see if Alternate can claw around back.
Yeah, I feel like they're getting to that similar territory that we saw yesterday from Nip, where they're getting a bit predictable. They're not necessarily throwing out different strats or fast pushes, or they've not really tried B other than when they picked up a couple of frags and then they try and jump on top of that site. So I'd like to see them go more aggressive. But look at this from Fnatic. Pronax and Flusher going straight down mid. Absolutely zero cares given today. And Flusher is going to get punished for this one. Pronax is still there. Can he try and make amends for his fallen teammate? As Olafmeister does chime in with a kill. There's Tizian getting dropped from Pronax. He's now pushing up Banana. And meanwhile, Alternate have 3 players on A, but no bomb to their name. So it's all well and good being in this position with just JW on the bomb site. But you're going to have to go back and pick up that bomb. And that could prove to be their Achilles heel in this round. 7-2, 4-on-3. This is not looking too good from Alternate, I've got to say. Someone has to go back and pick up that bomb.
Yeah, if the man of Banana can go down and find that, they're a bit screwed, aren't they? JW is going to push through the smoke and take down SMN. It's going to be avenged by God B there, but you're absolutely right. They don't have the bomb. What's going on? They're pushing in without a bomb. It just doesn't seem logical. And they're going to lose the round anyway. So 8-2. Really unorthodox play from Fnatic. You know, that really does just exude confidence, doesn't it? I mean, they're walking down middle. That never happens, really. You know, they kind of happen sometimes. In fact, Nip did it yesterday, didn't they? That was the round that triggered their CT demise. Everything went bad for them after they did that. But Fnatic make it work for them. And 8 rounds on the board now. Alternate certainly need a few more than this. I was saying they might be comfortable with 5. The way it's going, if they could get 2 more, I think they could be not happy, but you know, the way they're getting smashed, so they want to get at least 2 more rounds, like minimum. Otherwise, they're just not going to be able to get anything done going in the second half. And it's another eco, so probably not this round. It's not going to be the one that they claw back. So expect 9-2, and yeah, it just really looks like Fnatic, you know, they're back on point, and they certainly look very good in this map, don't they? Olive Meister,
no.
wow.
Are you kidding me? Did you see that?
Yeah, I did.
Oh my goodness. He had like 2 bullets left and just dinked SMN, who had an AWP as well. I was just about to say, they've got a glimmer of hope. They've got an AWP on their side, and then nope, just CZ'd in the face as he was hiding behind the logs there. So 9-2 to score, and as you called, rebuy is in effect though from Alternate, and if they can get a few more rounds, yes, they've got a glimmer of hope. But Fnatic, the way they've been playing these last few rounds, the fact that Olaf Meister's on 17 for 4 and JW's 14 for 8 doesn't bode well. Titian's been picked up, only dropped 4 frags this half so far. Last time around on Cash, he was top fragging on the entire server. Onyx does come back though with a nice little handy kill of his own. Pronax does make short work of Aprox in mid. And there is another frag. It's going backwards and forwards, down to 3-on-3. Although, judging from the positions of Alternate, they're not going to make any commitments just yet. Way back on their side of the map here. It's Onyx, God B, looking up towards Banana, SMN as well. If they were to push that, it's probably their best bet right now. It's just Crims that's defending, but there is a smoke in the way, and if Crims plays his cards right, he could smash all 3 players. Olaf Meister, Pronax still on A. A long way away from B as it stands. Flashbang comes in. Looks like they will be pushing B here, Jono.
Yeah, absolutely. The rotate's come in already, so they need to hurry up and get in there. Crims is the man defending. Let's see if he can get 1, maybe even 2. He's going to get the 1. If he can get a second here, that is just his job well and truly done. But he's not. He's going to get avenged. So it's a 2-on-2. Still reasonably good result for Crims. Pronax through the smoke, and Olive Meister from behind. That's what happens when you rotate with confidence that you know where the other team's going. So there isn't enough time for it to be a fake. You rotate straight away, and by the time that they get into the site, they can't really do anything. So Fnatic picking up the 10th round, making it look fairly easy in the end in that 2-on-2. And once again, Alternate just not really up to the challenge. It's been the story of their night. I'm being a bit cynical, but it's we've got to be realistic here. They just haven't really turned up, because I've seen a different Alternate, you know, that would probably put a bit more of a fight up against Fnatic. But today they just don't seem to be feeling it or something. I'm not sure. But yeah, 10-2. If it ends 13-2, it could be over. If Fnatic win the pistol round, it's that simple. So Alternate need at least this 1 round, which will give them. It won't give them any rounds as a buffer. But at least if they lose the pistol round and the following 2, it'll be match point rather than game over. So they need, well, really, they need all the remaining rounds to have any hope in this map. But if they could get 1, they can give themselves the smallest of chances.
Sorry, I'm having a good chuckle. I was watching Aprox lining up a flashbang forever, and then he failed it. He bounced off a lamppost. Pronax has picked up a kill though. Aprox comes in, does get a nice headshot through the smoke there onto Flusher. Just with the spray down through the smoke. Got beat. Oh, he turns around with a flashbang in his hand and just gets punished. Gets spanked from JW. Olaf Meister now pushing forward. There is a player to his right hand side. That's going to be Aprox. He gets pushed from JW. I was saying before that both him and Olaf Meister, they are just sharing the kills, trying to best one another. They've got 37 frags between them after 14 rounds. That is pretty disgusting stats right there, Jono. 20-4 is Olaf Meister.
It's ridiculous. They're just playing like on a different level. They're world-class players, and they're really showing it. And they're not even being that sensible. Honestly, they're not being that disciplined at all. They're just peeking at every opportunity, taking the gunfights. And then, look at this. They're just running down mid again. They're just pushing all the way down mid. Flusher is going to be caught out by God B, so that push is probably a bad idea for Fnatic. But, you know, they're so confident at this stage, they know they can just mop up whatever happens. Not everybody's pushing down mid, so there's going to be some remaining members. And look at this, they're not aware of where Pronax is. God B's going to be taken out. Zonix is going to get that frag, but 3-on-2 as Crims gets another, having pushed all the way down Banana. SMM spots another one out, gets another. Well done from him. He's still got 100 health, so one-on-one situation. But he's against JW, so I'd put my money on JW. But my heart wants SMN to win this.
He does have the health advantage as well, though, and he's top fragging right now for alternate. So he's a man on fire, as it were. JW still on A. 40 seconds to go. SMN will get this plant down. He just needs to push on the bomb side. Of course, it's much easier for us from our perspective because we know JW's nowhere to be found. But JW has consistently played from pit. So it stands to reason that SMN would know that B's open. That's why he's gone for the straight plant. Now it's all down to the 1v1. JW going to be coming from Banana. SMN going back to the new boxes. Caught in two minds where he wants to hide. JW coming in. Has time to play with, however, hit points are against him. Has a smoke still if he needs to use it. And he is going to be walking in. Taking his time. Now starting to push in. SMN holding fast, looking on the cross. JW turns his back, and SMN will pick up the third round for alternate. They desperately needed that. Still, though, if Fnatic win the pistol round here, they're only a few steps away from a guaranteed win.
They'd be one step away if they can convert it. Yeah, so that was definitely an essential round for alternate to pick up, and this one following as well. If they can get this, and they've got that one round cushion, if you will, if they lose the pistol and the conversion. So. They've not really brought themselves back into the game, but they've ignited a little flame, a little glimmer of hope. Let's see if they can roll with it. JW gets tagged very heavily, stays alive though. Flusher with 2, 3. Oh my days! If you can get a 4th, that's just crazy play with the AWP on Arch. We don't see Flusher use it all very often, but my God, can he? With a display like that, and we're going to be going straight into the second half. 12-3 is the scoreline. If you're just joining us, this is the second map. We've already seen alternate lose cash 16-7. So Fnatic 4 rounds away from winning the first match in Group B of the Hitbox CS Arena Championship. Big welcome to the stream. Here we go.
Yeah, must win round for alternate. Absolutely must win round if they want to stay in this matchup. Heavy stack on B from Fnatic. The flashbangs, the smokes come down. They're like, nope. Let's just nope our way out of this situation. Decoys you can see on the map there. 3 of them just all across the board. I like this play from Fnatic. They went back, baited out the re-rotation. That's kept 3 players from alternate Tizian, SMN, and Zonix on A. And now they're re-rotating back to B once again. Now all the smokes have been used. There goes Pronax. He's going to be going in first. He does get himself a headshot there. While flashbang onto Aprox, who is behind the fountain. Crimson and Olafmeister both opening their accounts on this half with frags of their own. And Tizian's going to have to go monumentally huge. He's got 2 with the pistol. Both in the head. Nice work from him. Zonix comes in as well, and suddenly it's back to a 2-on-2. This is doable from alternate. The bomb's been planted. It will be ticking down ever so fast. There's Tizian. Gets himself another kill. Are you kidding me? Are they going to pull this one off? Crims peeks at Tizian. Takes his head clean off his shoulders. He's going to run around the fountain. And will get the defuse as well. And alternate, that's just what the doctor ordered. Tizian finally shows himself on Inferno.
Hello.
Oh, hold on a second.
Wow.
Okay.
Oh, God.
There you go.
Yeah, fantastic. Tizian came up so huge. He got, I think, 4 or 3. Marvelous play from him. Brilliant stuff. Absolutely right. Exactly what the doctor ordered. Because that was, I was about to say that's GG. Honestly, I was about to come in and just say that's GG. Like I was almost going to interrupt you because he was like so. I was so sure it was going to be GG had they lost that round, but they come up huge individually. More than anything, really. Tizian, yeah, fantastic. He's been the star of alternate tonight, without a doubt. Now, Zonix pushed all the way up with a Mag 7. Crims is going to take him out with a deagle. Gets the second. Crims, don't do this to us. We want a close game. They're just going to overwhelm the defense on A. Tizian getting 2. Lovely stuff, but it might be too little too late. Actually, God B comes in from Arch. Now it's a 2-on-2. But it's a situation that Alternate have put themselves in with silly positioning. So it's just not really good enough. Crims with another deagle shot. Beautiful aim. Gorgeous to see. But Aprox, I haven't decided how I want to say his name. Pretty irrelevant at this point. Gets the round. 1-on-1-1. And that's going to be the 5th on the board. But my God, was that close. Crims. Wow.
Oh man, I thought he'd done it when that first eagle landed and he knocked him down to 50. I was like, is he going to pull off the disgusting deagle clutch? Not quite the case. And Alternate do just about scrape their way into their 5th round. But again, Fnatic, they're losing these rounds in ecos, but they're doing so much damage and they've got the bomb down. So they're still getting enough money to buy up weapons here. Although that will be JW, uncharacteristically for himself on this map. Misses a fairly comfortable AWP shot there, does get punished as well. So already the Swedes have fallen a player behind. Couple of FAMASs on the board for Alternate, gonna have to make most use of them. Throwing their smokes into Banana. And they're going to have 3 players from Fnatic on app. So, Flush is going to go back to pick up the bomb, which was dropped previously. I think that was from JW. And now they're going to look to maybe push on to A.
Yeah, very, very complacent. If you notice, the way JW came at middle, I mean, normally you'd kind of get an angle. Oh, hello. Push from SMN. He's only going to get 1. Well, he might have done a little bit better there. So 3-on-4, yeah, very complacent from JW, a bit overconfident, because he didn't really check his angles. He just ran up, and he wasn't expecting SMN to have already got there, and he took him out with an M4, which should never happen. So God B is now going to be on Archway. A beautiful pop flash is going to enable him to take down Crims. So great teamwork. Finally, some good signs from Alternate. Nice play. Now 4 versus 2 scenario. Would be obviously favouring the Germans here. So let's see if they can convert it without making any silly mistakes. Olifmeister and Flusher, certainly 2 members you wouldn't want to go against in a situation like this. But nevertheless, the numbers certainly with the Germans. Olifmeister takes down 1 though, so that's going to be a 3-on-1. If Olifmeister does this, it's going to break the hearts of the Germans, because they're starting to claw back a little bit of momentum. Good stuff. They don't drop another player in that situation, so they stay alive with 3, and they get their 6th on the board. So they've still got half the rounds of their enemies, but they're on the easier side, and they seem to be gathering a little bit of steam.
Yeah, the other problem for Olafmeister there as well is he had 6 seconds left on the timer when he died, so he didn't have the bomb, and he was against 3 players at the end there, so he was in a really, really sticky situation, just desperately looking for frags. Fnatic, though, we've seen this before in the pistol round, pushing up B very aggressively. They do get a kill in the form of JW, going to be pushing on. There's Aprox, though, opening up with the M4, gets himself 2, surely more than that. Yes, he does, and finishes things off nicely. It was an eco bash, so we can't go too huge on that, but still very nicely played from Alternate, just losing the 1 player. Fnatic, though, will be going back to the drawing board and buying themselves up some more weapons.
Yeah, and an AWP as well on Olifmeister. So JW has stepped down apparently as the AWP of Fnatic, and Olifmeister is going to rock the big green. So let's see what damage he can do. Of course, Alternate not choosing to use any AWPs. So expect Olifmeister to have some success actually if he goes up towards middle, or maybe Banana go for a pick. Can be very, very effective on Terrorist Inferno. Especially when it's not contended with an AWP, is what I'm trying to say on the CT side. So yeah, 12-7. It's getting a little bit closer actually, which I'm very pleased about. Alternate, I kind of pinned to be an Inferno team. Not like it's not like the best map or anything. I couldn't tell you that, but I know for a fact they're going to be better on it than they were on Cash. So I'm happy to see them clawing back some rounds. And actually quite a big round this one, because both teams bought up. Alternate have won I think 4 in a row. Might be 3. So they're starting to gather some steam. And if they can win this one, Fnatic could probably be back onto the eco. And that might make it 9-12. And then it's getting quite close. So this round possibly worth 2. And in terms of the overall game momentum, quite a lot. Nice pick from Olifmeister though. It's going to send SMN to his grave. And the push is going to come A. They're going to be quite simple. They're going to get the pick and push on it, which is a nice simple strategy. Often very effective. Zonix boosted his way up here. He's going to sight one. Gets the headshot onto Crims. Now it's for 4-on-4. Tizian's still alive on the site as well. Man to watch, certainly. And he's going to take down Pronex, planting the bomb. A very solid defense. Only 1 member dropping thus far. So Olifmeister and JW now tasked with salvaging the round, but Meta's the time. Great defense again from Alternate. Things are looking up for them.
Yeah, only 7 seconds to go, but yeah, do have a couple more kills. He's got another one. JW needs to go for the plant right now. Is he going to have enough time? No, he's not. So unfortunate. They do get a bit of more money, though, of course. He will get taken down. Oh, dearie me. And as you say, solid defense from Alternate. Remember, that was a full buy-up from Fnatic. It wasn't an eco bash. Alternate have the weapons. This is going to be another eco round from Fnatic. Have you died on me there, Jono? I'll carry on. I'm not sure where Jono's gone. Hopefully he's not having any internet issues. Either way, eco rush in from Fnatic on towards B. Smokes are plenty coming down. They have done this time and time again on their eco round, so it's nothing too surprising. And this is just going to be the spray down. A close claustrophobic environment for Fnatic to run through. And that's going to be easy. Don't lose any players. The Gob on 2 HP was oh so close to falling. 12 to 9 will be another buy-up round from Fnatic. Have you rejoined me, Jono?
I have, yes. Hello.
Hello.
Toilet's very close by, so. And yeah, what I was talking about, it was worth 2 rounds, and here we are now at 12-9, like I said, was very possible. And Alternate haven't lost the round in quite a while. They've been actually very encouraging on their CT side here. So Fnatic haven't really found an answer. You know, maybe now's the time they stop being complacent and being like overconfident. They might start taking it a little bit more seriously. You know, I don't really know if they should change up what they're doing. The split and pick method is very effective, as demonstrated as 2 frags go their way just from split and picking. Olofmeister with the AWP, as I said, very effective picking towards that middle area, and Zonix is not going to get a single frag, so possibly commentator's curse. I'm really sorry, guys. As Fnatic now versus 2, bomb down. This is almost certainly going to be their round. Actually, Alternate are going to save. So, it's going to be 13-9. That's the end of the Alternate momentum. Do you think that's the end of the dream? Do you think Fnatic are just going to run away with it now?
It's difficult to say. I would draw attention to the fact that Alternate have so much money that they can buy up again next round. So, I don't think that the train's going to get derailed just yet. But certainly every round counts from this point on from Fnatic. Edges them ever so closer to that all-important 16-round finishing line. Bomb's been planted, 4v2, God B and Aprox. I would imagine they're going to save. It makes a lot more sense. 4v2, it's not likely they'd clutch this round. And you want to keep the armor, you want to keep the M4 and the AK-47. Olofmeister, look at this positioning. As soon as that smoke clears, he will get this frag, you'd have to feel. God B backing away, and there we go. The AWP shot rings out. And that will be one last weapon to contend with, and one more that will have to be rebought. Alternate have plenty of funds, though, to use. So, going forward into this round, it's 13-9. Another buy-up from Alternate.
Yeah, they do. They do have the money to buy, so not to worry. But it's kind of the fact that they've finally lost the round. It was the first in 7. So, it's almost like Fnatic have found the chink in the armor, and now they might just try and exploit that kind of mid-play again. You know, the split and pick mid-play. So... You know, it puts an end to the run, and it possibly reignites that little bit of doubt that might have been there in the minds of the Alternate players. But let's see how mentally resilient they can be. Let's see how strong they can be to this test. SMN actually takes down JW, so a fantastic answer. And this next round, they just get the opening frag. So 5 versus 4. Can Olofmeister return it? Yes, he can, with a grenade as well at the same time. Simultaneous death coming in from one member, and he brings it to a 4-on-3. So things not going so swimmingly after all, and Olofmeister getting another there. So big plays from him in this round. Zonix is going to get 1 onto Crims, but that's all he's going to get. Olofmeister, is that his 4th?
Yeah, it's 4th.
Yeah, so
4 kills this round, 31 overall, 31 and 12 now as Aprox has just picked him up. But you'd feel he's done the damage right now, Jono, to secure this round for his team, and that would probably put Alternate on an eco or potentially a force buy to try and salvage this map. So Olofmeister 31, JW 23. They've kind of switched the AWPs around amongst themselves, and this bomb will be exploding. Aprox is looking for exit frags at this point from Library. Pronax could find himself walking into the spider's trap. There we go. And it will be the 14th round regardless, but Aprox at least takes a weapon away.
Yeah, I think they will be able to buy, but the point is now Fnatic are on 14, so they're going to have to use all of their funds to buy up. Aprox has got money to drop, actually, so that's a good thing going their way. But yeah, they'll be bought up, as you can see. But if they lose this one, Fnatic are going to be on 15 and their funds will be pretty crap. So this is a seriously must-win round. If they want to do this in normal time, Alternate have to win this round. Simple as that. So Olofmeister, the danger man, they need to shut him down. Possibly be a bit more aggressive or be more passive even. Sit back. Because they were getting picked off one by one, it felt, in middle there. So yeah, actually I'd recommend sitting back, going towards that pit area and setting up crossfires there instead of playing their mid up front, because Olofmeister's just becoming a bit too dangerous. 31-12, like you say, is a crazy scoreline. It's the kind of thing you press the print screen button on your Steam folder so you can remember this kind of performance.
Oh, he's just been huge, hasn't he? And he played solid in the first map as well. So it's not even a case that, oh, Olofmeister's just stepped up his game. Like, he's consistently been one of their go-to players when they needed frags, when they needed entry picks and such. And JW as well can be said the same thing, especially on Cash. He was peeking mid a lot with AWPs and he was getting those picks onto the likes of Zonix, who was defending it and just opening up that mid. And we talked at length about how important mid is on Cash. Regardless, though, here on Inferno, time is ticking down, about 35 seconds to go. They're going to be committing fully onto B. It's just Aprox and Gob there at the moment. Tizian moving through Speedway. So will be 3-player defense, but look at this, just barreling right through. Pronax is watching the back, and the Gob B very nearly picks himself up a double. He will fall down as a result, though. Crim's going in, gets himself the pick onto Aprox, Gob B, and Tizian will make short work of JW. 3-on-3 situation with the plant. This is not looking good for Alternate. And we did speak before at length about their economy. If they were to lose this, they're up the creek without a paddle, you have to feel. Zonix coming in. 2 players rushing through the ruins. That's Tizian and SMN. Tizian down to below half of his hit points. Olofmeister watching through to CT. Spots a player. Does get the tag on SMN. Goes back for seconds. Does peek, though, and gets himself killed for his troubles. There's Crims, though. There's Pronax as well. And it will be the 15-9 scoreline. And look at that. Few players on 2,800. This is not looking good for the Germans.
Yeah, I mean, it was a valiant crusade on the CT side, but I think that might have been the killer blow, to be honest. They're going to force it up, of course. They're going to buy whatever they can. Tizian's actually got a bit of money. I'm surprised he hasn't dropped. Interesting. I'm not sure. Anyway, he's going to be buying an AWP, and they've got a Mag 7 and an M4, 2 Deagles. So pretty, mismatched weaponry. Got B with 2 swag, 7 kills though. Mag 7, sorry, it's force of habit. And 4 plays 3. And they're going to pretty much be fully equipped actually after that. Aprox doesn't have a gun yet, but they've got the man advantage and they've got some guns to play with. So let's see if they can get this round, which will of course make it 10-15. Then from then on, they need to win 5 and we're going to have overtime. But pretty tall order against Fnatic, you have to feel. Here comes the push towards middle. Zonix going to take a point with the AWP. Gets the frag. I'm not sure he's aware of the man to his left. He sees him in the end. Gets his Deagle out. Gets the shot. Lovely stuff from Zonix. And SMM's going to be part of the mop-up crew coming from behind. Takes down Olofmeister. A lovely round from Alternate. That's going to put them on double digits, which is at least a respectable scoreline. I kind of said it might be kind of 16-10. That's kind of what I guess this map would be. So Fnatic, do not forget, they just need 1 more to win, but Alternate with a chance of forcing overtime if they win the remaining 5.
That round was huge. It's put them onto Eco, so you'd expect Alternate to take 15-11. Will be the scoreline after this. That's what you'd put your money on. But Eco rounds have been proving to be very fruitful over the last couple of days in the CS Arena Championship. There's SMN and Zonix, though, saying, nope, we're going to just Eco bash our way to a round win. And, I mean, typically, they don't want to lose any weapons here, Jono, because they don't have much room to play with anymore. If they can keep all their weapons and win this round, that would be huge for them. That would almost be a double victory in a sense of the word. God B coming through is very low on HP. Just 2 players to find. SMN from quad does spot himself, both of them. That's Flusher first to fall. Pronax is going to peek, and SMN gets his double. Nice round from Alternate, just what they needed.
Absolutely, very good point, man. And so all of them will not have to rebuy, and they'll just accumulate bank. So they're looking all right for money actually. So of course if they lose the round, they've lost anyway. But there's still 4 more to be played, and of course if they lose members within those rounds, they're gonna have to rebuy. So the money would start to run out, and they'd be on a bit of a force buy at the end. But here we are into this round 27. Fnatic doing something quite interesting. They've gone apps very quickly. Zonix is challenging JW in apartments, the man who plays apps himself with the AWP quite often, getting done in by an AWP. A bit ironic. So that's the first kill going the way of Alternate. 4 plays 5. Fnatic have slowed down whatever they were doing. Maybe they just wanted to get apps control quickly, which is something I like to do because then you know there's nobody in there. So they've got the man down, but they've got apps control. And Flusher's taken point on Banana, but he hasn't got eyes on Car, so they haven't completely got control of that, but it won't be too hard to take as there isn't anybody defending it. And Flusher's now going to walk up, and it's going to be a B play. They've got 30 seconds on the clock. Let's see if the defense is up to snuff on the B side.
Yep, 30 seconds left, as you called. They do have a player disadvantage, Fnatic. So, in that sense, Ultimate would be probably favourites to hold out this time, especially as Apex has picked up one. Very nearly gets the second. Pronax will be faster on the trigger this time around, though. And now the bomb plant is going down. God B he's desperate to try and do something, but there's heavy smoke just blocking it out. Flusher gets the upper hand. 3-on-3 situation, although heavily tagged up are both Pronax and Flusher. SMN on 1 HP himself. Flashman goes through. And let's see where the push is coming from. Tizian gets the first one in this exchange. Olafmeister comes straight back, though. Takes the equality back in the hands. And there's Tizian once again. Pronax, though, from upper is going to get 1 kill. Gets the second as well. And that is going to be the end of the dream for Alternate. As Fnatic take it 16-11. And the first map was around, what, 16-6, I think, Jono?